When trying to predict where the zombies storyline will go, there's only 4 words you need to remember. Where is the swerve? A swerve is that moment where the story is presented in a way that leads us to believe one thing when it's actually another. A perfect example of which is the Origins ending cutscene. Viewed on its own, it makes it seem like the zombie storyline was just a figment of the kid's imagination, and a lot of people thought that at the time the cutscene was originally released. But as revealed in Black Ops 3, it's a lot more complicated than that. Last year, around this time, in one of the top viewed videos on my channel, we theorized that a major swerve occurs right here in the Revelations ending cutscene. Dr. Monty says,
"Ooh, hang on. Actually, that all works out perfectly."
The screen goes white, and we're met with Great War Primis, elemental staffs in hand, victorious after the great battle with the Apothecants. Our brains are prone to rationalize that these two events happen sequentially, one after another in the order they're presented. And there, you've fallen for it. The order in which events are presented in this cutscene is likely not the order in which they actually occur. Black Ops 4, and specifically the ending sequence of Blood of the Dead, has thrown us for a loop once again. We've got to look back at the Revelations cutscene and theorize that it doesn't show the end to the cycle like we all thought, but rather the actual end to the story of Primis. Cycle broken, the true finale of Black Ops 4 Zombies. Searching for the ultimate gotcha moment, Jason Blundell may have taken foreshadowing to a whole nother level. Now, the crux of this theory comes from a detail that has been seemingly overlooked in Blood of the Dead. It all has to do with this right here. The community has agreed that this is the Firestone, a key component to create the original, real Staff of Fire, not the fabricated knockoffs designed by Dr. Maxis that we get to use in Origins. The fact that this Great War Richthofen has the Firestone, which we know a version of himself acquires from the fires of Blood of the Dead, creates a bit of a problem. Currently, the community is assuming that this version of Richthofen, who we've taken to calling Great War Richthofen, travels back from the Great Battle, puts himself in the cryopod to await his release during the events of Blood of the Dead's final boss battle. But the key detail here is that he emerged with the Firestone in hand, not the Fire Staff. This is important. If we still think that this is post-Revelations Richthofen, it creates a bunch of awkward questions. Why does Richthofen have the Firestone? In the ending, we see that Nikolai is wielding the Fire Staff. Did he then trade it with Richthofen? Then why did Richthofen dismantle the staff before heading to Blood, bringing just the stone itself? If we can agree that Primis will use the staffs to defeat Dr. Monty, as is foreshadowed from the stage area of Kino in Revelations, does this mean that Great War Richthofen dismantles the staff only to reassemble it later? Why would he do that? That just doesn't make sense. That's a bunch of awkward logical jumps to go through to arrive at the current community perspective of this event, but it doesn't have to be that way. Let's assume for a moment that the scene at the end of the Revelations cutscene is the actual end to the story of Primis, with the cycle broken, not just the scene at the end of the cycle. When the end card says "the end," it means it. How would this fit into the events of Black Ops 4 going forward? Well, assuming that we're shown the collection of the Firestone for a reason, there's a logical path to the Revelations ending cutscene that involves collecting the rest of the elemental stones to be used to fight Dr. Monty. I explain this in far greater depth in the video here, which I implore you to watch now or after this video. But the crux of it is this: the objective going forward in the zombies storyline would be to collect the stones of ice, wind, and lightning, either by finding them in future DLC maps, as we saw the Firestone found in Blood of the Dead, or by waking up the rest of the Great War crew. Great War Dempsey, Takio, and Nikolai, who may be stuck in cryopods just like their version of Richtofen was, maybe in a bunker underneath Nuketown, cough cough DLC 2, where those characters would be in possession of the other 3 stones, just like Richtofen was in possession of the Firestone. This means that the Great War crew is from a timeline in which, because this cycle is broken, the great battle with the Apothicons is allowed to go differently. In this timeline, the Great War crew is somehow transported to the era of the Great Battle with the Apothicons, thus explaining why they have their Great War tunics on, but they don't actually finish constructing the elemental staves as they normally would in the cycle, instead opting to leave the era of the Great Battle before the actual fight occurs. Their objective? Secure reinforcements in the form of Ultimus and another version of Primis to aid them in the battle with Dr. Monty. This was not needed during the events of the cycles where they simply fought the Apothicons. Now they're fighting the Apothicons alongside the power of Dr. Monty. It's a whole nother ballgame. In the final ether map of Black Ops 4, we actually get to build the original staves, battle Dr. Monty, and emerge victorious, with the ending cutscene of that map concluding with this scene from Revelations, and we all collectively go, I should have known. Jason gets to sit back and laugh, secure in the knowledge that he got the gotcha moment he was looking for. But not this time. I think we can see this coming a mile away. Now, like any zombies theory, there are some issues. We're operating with limited information here. Questions like, why is the cycle broken? How'd they figure out Monty was the true enemy? How do the dimension-traveling portals work? And what's the significance of the Primis will fail, Ultimus will prevail quotes? These are all questions that could help us explain the zombies storyline in Black Ops 4 further, but we simply don't have the answer to them right now. Then again, maybe there isn't any swerve. Everything is presented in the order we see it, and it's all cut and dry just like we originally thought. Then again, that's not Jason Blundell's style, is it? Either way, it's going to be one crazy road to the finish here in Black Ops 4 Zombies, and I can't wait to experience that along with you guys. I'm uploading this video at a bit of an odd time in the zombies community. A lot of people are saying that the zombies community's dying or dead. There's not a lot of things to talk about, and interest for the game has severely slowed down. I know for a lot of people, the big reason behind that was the last release was a chaos map, and while Treyarch's attempt at creating a new zombies storyline is valiant, it doesn't have the same effect as Ether. It doesn't capture that same lightning in the bottle that the Ether storyline does, and sure as heck doesn't evoke the same kind of interest from the zombies community. Because Treyarch has opted to dilute the main event of Black Ops 4 Zombies, the finale to Ether, with chaos maps, it's really going to break up the hype train and flow of this DLC season, with one release being something that you really care about and are interested in, followed by something that, to be honest, I couldn't care less about. Whether that has the effect of ruining the hype for the DLC season entirely, or making the hype and excitement for Ether maps that much more greater because they become more rare, we'll have to wait and see. But I know one thing for sure, we're all looking forward to DLC 2. But that's all just a theory, a game theory. Thanks for watching. Good. No, but seriously, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'd love to know your thoughts on this theory, or any other thoughts you have about the future of the Ether storyline down in the comments. I'm excited for a time where we can almost relive the glory days of Black Ops 3, being excited about the Ether storyline once again, and hopefully this video helped replicate that feeling once again for you guys. If you're watching this video around the original upload date, I want to wish you a very happy holidays, and if not, I hope this video finds you well sometime beyond. But either way, I want to thank you very much once again for watching, and I'll see you with another Zombies video coming sometime soon. Peace.